This summer's Gold Cup was notable not for what happened on the pitch, but for who wasn't playing. Christian Pulisic, Yunus Musah and Antonee Robinson, all major names in the USMNT, chose not to play. This triggered a firestorm. USA legends Landon, Donovan and Clint Dempsey criticised the trio for not prioritising the national team, but AC Milan star Pulisic responded reasonably. So whose side are you on? For those of you who are not familiar with the scandal, the Gold Cup is a national team tournament held every 2 years since 1991. Christian Pulisic, captain of the US men's national team, has played in every tournament since becoming a senior player. However, after a tough season with Milan, and with a new season approaching, including a World Cup at the end of it, Pulisic decided to skip the Gold Cup to ensure he gets enough rest and is fully prepared for the upcoming challenges. But he wasn't the only one. His Milan teammate Yunus Musah and Serginho Dest, the former Barcelona right back and current PSV Eindhoven player, also decided to take a break. Antonee Robinson missed the tournament due to knee surgery, while Timothy Weah and Weston McKennie were unable to participate because of Juventus' involvement in the Club World Cup. The fact that half the team, and undoubtedly the biggest USMNT stars, skipped the Gold Cup sparked a lot of controversy. Landon Donovan, the second highest scorer for the USA in history, was the loudest in his criticism. If you're not willing to do anything and everything to win with your national team, then you don't deserve to be there, he stated after the USA qualified for the final against Mexico. As you can imagine, this wasn't the first time that Donovan had felt dissatisfied with some of the players' decisions. And a couple of weeks earlier, Pulisic said, "I want to be part of the team always, but towards the end of the season, my body just started talking to me. Had to play 8 more games at the Gold Cup and then get no rest at all, go straight into pre-season, and then grind another year and go straight into the World Cup. That's not what I felt best for my body." So guys, what's your opinion? You can pause the video and share your thoughts in the comment section so that you're not influenced by my take on this one. To be honest, I don't really understand the problem here. Firstly, the Gold Cup is probably the most useless tournament possible, even more so than the European Nations League or the newly revamped Club World Cup. Competitions created just for the sake of it. Yes, I realise that this is the equivalent of the European Championship, but firstly, the Euros are held every 4 years, not 2. And secondly, drama and suspense are guaranteed there, and most of the time, the champion is different. In contrast, when it comes to the Gold Cup, in 17 of the 18 Gold Cup editions, either Mexico or the USA participated in the final. And in 1/3 of those editions, both of those teams have made it to the final, just as it happened this year. Yeah, we're recording this just a day before the final, so you already know the outcome. But considering the fact that the Gold Cup is the most useless football competition in the world, do you agree with Donovan and Dempsey? Yeah, I respect that they've always been loyal to the national team, but they played in a different era when teams didn't play 60 matches a season. From Pulisic's perspective, if there is one tournament he can skip and not regret it later, this is by far the Gold Cup. He even said, "You can talk about my performances, whatever you want, but to question my commitment to the national team is, in my opinion, way out of line." But you know how it is. People forget really quickly. And yes, I completely agree with this. Pulisic is easily the USA's leader and talisman, the man who made the important transition in the national team after the era of Tim Howard, Donovan, Michael Bradley and Dempsey. And to finish it off with this topic, Mark Pulisic, Christian's father, publicly rebuked Donovan, pointing out Donovan's own 2013 sabbatical from the USMNT. He called the criticism hypocritical and urged former greats to grow a pair instead of publicly lambasting current players. And let's not forget that it looks like the USMNT has been quite successful. They've qualified for yet another final, even without their biggest stars. So it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for the federation to consider using the Gold Cup purely for training purposes. They could call up the least experienced players in the senior team and fill the squad with young talent eager to represent their country in a national tournament. What do you think about this? And bearing this example in mind, this isn't even the most scandalous instance of tension within a national team in recent years. Take Thibaut Courtois and Belgium. In June 2023, the Real Madrid goalkeeper clashed with the team's then coach, Domenico Tedesco, over the captaincy and formally withdrew from the national team, saying he wouldn't play until Tedesco was gone. His absence lasted almost 2 years, during which time Cohen Casteels was the regular goalkeeper. Critics slammed his decision as selfish, but when the new coach Rudy Garcia took over in January 2025, Courtois returned. He apologised for how he handled his departure, describing it as not smart, and met with his teammates to smooth things over. Another classic example is Lionel Messi, who stunned the world in June 2016 when he announced his international retirement after yet another Copa America final loss to Chile. This decision was completely understandable for Messi fans, who were defending their idol after he lost 3 consecutive major finals, the 2014 World Cup and the Copa America in 2015 and 2016, all against Chile. Argentina as a whole was criticising Leo, stating that he'll never come close to Maradona's legacy, but we all know how that ended. He came back just a couple of months later and first won Argentina's first major title since 1993 at the 2021 Copa America. He then completed the treble by winning the 2024 World Cup and another Copa America. As we mentioned, Landon Donovan, the main reason we're making this video, stepped away from the USMNT under coach Jurgen Clint in 2013, missing the World Cup the following year. Due to a perceived rift with the coach at the time, Donovan took a break during the 2012-13 season, missing World Cup qualifiers. He planned to return just in time for the 2014 World Cup. Well, I don't know about you, but this sounds like a bigger betrayal of your country than missing 7 or 8 games at a tournament nobody even cares about. But then there's the other side of the coin. Players who never take rest during international duties, despite the huge volume of work. Gigi Buffon, for example. Even after announcing his retirement from international football in 2018, he changed his mind, driven by loyalty and responsibility, and returned to play for Italy when needed. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, despite his ego and the occasional self-imposed ban, always returned to Sweden, embracing the role of captain and mentor to the next generation. And if you're wondering how Sweden has so many great attackers right now, Isak, Kulusevski and Gyökeres, Zlatan surely played a key role in this. So what do you think, guys? Whose side are you on in this argument? Will that have an impact during next year's home World Cup, in which the USA have high hopes? Now, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and give your suggestions for a next video. The most liked requests will be materialised. Bye for now, and stay awesome.